What's up guys, Stone here, bringing you today a gameplay of Flood Zone, as requested by many of you, also known as Scrub Zone, Camper Zone, Straw Zone, Vertical Zone, and anything else that can go with Zone when it comes to this particular map. And this bridge over here is the only good position for an LAV, so that you don't get nuked everywhere else where you go. So if you plan to go anywhere else with the LAV other than on this bridge, consider yourself back on the spawn screen in less than 30 seconds. Because at least on this bridge you kinda dodge that vertical gameplay bit by not being in the middle of it. So that's why I use only this bridge to play Flood Zone when I play it. And back a few months ago when that big September patch came that fixed some of the stuff, and one of the stuff that it fixed was thermal optics for the LAV. I remember times when I would play Flood Zone with the pre-patch thermal optics, which looked like I fucking looked at a supernova. Everything was flashing in my eyes and I would get eye cancer, and I just couldn't play like that. And with zoom optics it was the same, because the game had such horrible coloring that I just don't like zoom optics at all on an LAV, and then the tunnel vision and crap now. So that's why I was kind of happy enough to see that the thermal optics got fixed. And over here, I'm just trying to clear some people on Charlie over here, because they have a really aggressive commander, which did kill me at the start of the video with the cruise missile, which for some reason, again, this is the start of the round, my shadow play, the first few minutes of my shadow play always get corrupted for some reason on like every 5th video, and I have no clue what is at issue. And there you go, I spotted the cruise missile, if you see it in the air right now, and it's coming for Charlie. And this is the best way to dodge cruise missile when it's coming for you, as you will see later in this video. As I'm just sniping these people inside over here, and I'm gonna try to take out some of the choppers. And with top missile on Flood Zone, if they light it up, you can easily take them. As an enemy little bird comes out from the air, I'm just gonna fucking let it rip with the top missile and manage to get the triple on him. And this is why I love top missile. It's like a worse version of a straw. You know, straw has like unlimited angles. The thing is completely broken and overpowered. But top is like limited. You know, you don't have those angles and those shit and stuff like what the straw has. Nice turn radius and shit. So. Yeah, I like kind of sniping stuff with the top missile. And APFSD shell on Flood Zone works okay for infantry if you manage to body shot them. Though the problem on Flood Zone is that on these little roof sections of Flat, Charlie and Bravo, you have this little garden wall, so to say, on the edges of the buildings, which are like a semi-wall. It's maybe like half a meter tall. And if you destroy that wall, there will remain an invisible wall that will block like projectiles, and one of the projectiles that I'm currently holding is the APFSD shell. So you will get a lot of dust hits or infantry that will just not receive the damage, even though you make the hit marker. And this map is really buggy when it comes to those fucking invisible walls. And for those of you who always wonder why don't I use the 25mm shell with versus infantry, as I dodged that cruise missile because I heard on the comm roads that a missile is coming, so I dodged, and as you see, an LAV in front of me took the hit and I didn't, because I realized that the thing is coming. So that's your tip, how to watch for cruise missile on annoying maps like Flood Zone and Siege of Shanghai, where that thing is just a spam device that can kill you every 3 minutes. So about the 25mm shell, it's a piece of shit. And I'm not saying that just because I'm saying that. It's really because I actually played it for like a few days. Only with that when I was in an LAV. And the thing is so god-awful versus infantry. I mean, I would reckon that like a 25mm HE shell, which is high explosive dice, would stand for actually dealing more damage to infantry. And it actually deals less damage to infantry on body shot than does the APFSD shell. So, and you have like splash damage, which seems to me that it deals like fucking 5 damage per shot. Of how many hits you need to make with the splash damage just to kill a guy around the corner. As I completely failed to shoot the first top missile at this little, but I managed to hit the second on the helicopter, as they were having a little air show above Alpha, presenting their choppers. Look mate, this is my chopper. The second guy was like, this is my little bird, and I was like, fuck you, this is my top missile. There you go, motherfucker. And the 25mm shell, it's just, as I said, it's just garbage, guys. I wouldn't even waste my time equipping it. I wouldn't even waste my time buying this game, but if you did buy this game, then use the APFSD shell, really. And I don't see any other reason why you should use anything above it. I mean, yes, we can argue that yes, at least the 25mm HE shell has some splash damage, but that splash damage is so insignificant that you will do more damage spitting at him with the splash of your spit, than the splash of the fucking shell. As my LAV does get taken down by this boat white, just completely unexpected, because I was unaware that the actual evolution thingy was set down. And this is a dangerous situation that can happen then, is that the boat can just flank you around, and then it can take out the LAVs on the door. And as I'm just gonna offer some repairs for this guy over here in this LAV, who has Eric Cartman from South Park as his emblem, showing his asshole to me, referring that I'm an asshole. So yeah, I'm just gonna deal with this approaching LAV here, and as you can see, I deal 36 damage on the front from the on the LAV with the fucking thing. As I was trying to repair the thing, and somebody then just blew it up, and I was thinking it was the LAV. As I'm just gonna stab this guy Rambo style to death over here behind the corner, and I wanted to take that LAV for me, but now I'm just gonna wait for Mrs. Daddy to spawn and take one from the base, and I'm just gonna hang around this area. And as I mentioned, you know, those flags, Charlie, Bravo. It's just there's really nothing you can do there with an LAV. If you go below it, you're just gonna get nuked by RPG, Mambo Jumbo, and the Cifra Mojo from the rooftop and the canal areas on the ledges of the flood zone. And trust me, I tried those tactics, playing like that, playing a bit aggressive on Bravo and Charlie. It only resulted in me and Spawn Screen being the best friends on this map. I don't like Spawn Screen, so I don't like to be friends with it. To a crutch thingy like a horrible vertical map like flood zone. But if you make this bridge your private war area, so that this is your private war, so you have to think about it that flood zone is actually two maps in one. You have the fucking bridge, which would be bridge zone, and you have the fucking rooftop zone, which is in the middle of the flag. So basically, if you make this little bridge your private war area, and you don't even give a shit about what's happening on Charlie, Bravo, and other flags, and I don't mean by not killing people who are there, I mean that you don't give a shit if they cap it or not. This bridge is your objective. Your objective when you join flood zone should be defend this bridge, because that's the only reasonable amount of fun you can get with the LAV on flood zone. And I actually managed to go like 56 to 1, like a ridiculous amounts of kill in such short minute on flood zone. I don't think I ever played better flood zone, and considering how low amount of kills I usually got on flood zone, like 20, 30, it's just because everybody's on the rooftop or underwater or in the building. They're everywhere other than on the bridge. So I was kind of impressed that I could have pulled a decent amount of kills on this map. As I'm starting to take some damage from the left, and I'm just gonna try to help my friend here with a litter bird, but I'm getting damage myself from the people, and where I'm aiming right now is the only critical thing you have to watch out on flood zone. That is the Delta flag spawn point. So if you check now my minimap above it, you would see that the enemy team now holds objective Delta. So they can spawn on right where I just took out this guy, and this is this middle flag thingy. So be really careful for that the next time you play flood zone after you check this video out. So be careful there, because Mojo will come from that position, as it did to me a lot of times until I got to know the game at the start of Battlefield 4 and realized that the people can spawn there. So now I'm kind of more cautious about that. And of course I'm running also the active protection on the LAV, simply for a reason that active protection is just better on the LAV than smokescreen is on a tank. And LAV is just so fragile, and it takes so much damage from the front, and it's kind of hard to turn your LAV sideways on this bridge, since my LAV is a wheeled vehicle. There is no more tracked LAVs like, for example, the BMP in Battlefield 3, where you could just then turn your reactives and shit. There is no reactive, there is no tracked LAVs. You have your fucking 8-wheeler, and with that, you can basically only be turned to the front, and kind of like, well, not completely, I'm not saying like straight front so that you would take unnecessary mobility hits and too much damage, but kind of like nudge to the left or the right so that maybe you could reduce some of those damage coming from the angles. Basically, obviously the vehicle that is completely that is dominating this map is the Little Bird, of course. That is because there is no AA, there is no other stuff that would usually take the Little Bird down. You have the Stinger, you have the Straw, the other Little Bird, and the Tov missile from the LAV, if you manage to get lucky. And I can give you one tip of how to maybe shoot stuff with the top missile. Is that what a lot of people do wrong, and then I also noticed that with the straw anti-tank launchers, they when they fire their missile and when they wire guide it towards their target, they're actually looking at their crosshair. Sorry, at their scope of from the straw. So scope on the straw is like similar to a Cobra sight, and they watch through that. I do differently. I watch the rocket that is in there, and I guide the rocket. I'm not even using my crosshairs on my aim down sights, down sights scope. So I just launch the rocket, and I'm just watching the rocket in the air, and then I'm just lining it up towards the target or towards an LAV, etc. And it's much more easier to perform that watching the rocket in the air than it is on the ground, because the air is kind of clear, so you can visibly see the rocket pretty good. And on the ground, it's kind of rocket after like maybe 100 meters, 50 meters, the rocket kind of already disappears from your vision because of all the stuff on the ground. So that's it. And I also want to ask answer a question, not to answer a question, but to confirm a question that one of you guys, sorry, I don't remember now by name, but one of you asked me why am I not using the Zone rockets on LAV. They're epic, yeah, fail. They're epic fail, in my opinion. Now, I respect everybody's love that. If you're a guy who runs HE shell and a staff shell on a tank, I will have no hate towards you, sir, because that's the loadout that works for you, but not for me, or maybe not for somebody else. That's the same way why Zone rockets don't work for me. The first problem I have with them is because they have such slow fucking bullet velocity, slow drop, and they don't deal instantly a lot of damage. Like the top missile, if you shoot an LAV to the front with the top missile, it's guaranteed 40 to 50 damage plus a mobility hit in like soon as you launch it. With the Zone rockets, you will get your like 30-35 damage, but no mobility hits. And you're guaranteed to lose a 1v1 fight versus an LAV driver who is using the top missile. If you're the one using the Zone rocket, if he's half decent and he knows how to shoot you with the top missile, you're guaranteed to lose that firefight. Because what Zone rocket do is deal damage over time. So they deal 30 damage, yes, but you know that salvo until it's fired and until you can miss half of that salvo, you can sometimes hit all of it. But it deals like 20 or 30 damage over time, over like 2 or 3 seconds. While the top missile, as soon as you launch it, it instantly deals a lot of damage and a critical ability hit. And that for me is enough to never even look at Zone rockets, at least on the maps I play. I don't play Rush, guys, but if I am to play Rush, then I would equip the Zone rockets, because Rush is kind of more like a clusterfuck infantry versus vehicle game mode. And Conquest is not. I have other vehicles to worry about more than there is on Rush. So if I'm ever gonna put some Rush gameplay on the LAV, it's probably gonna be with the Zone rocket, simply because it's another thing to kill infantry with. It's not a great thing to kill infantry, especially if you can aim decently with your APFSD F shell on the LAV, but you can still maybe get some lucky splash hits, as Zone rockets do one-shot people on body shot on any range. But then you have to also compare it to the APFSD shell, who also deals like 80 damage on body shots. So that's already a guaranteed kill assist counts as kill. If in the meantime somebody takes the guy out after you shot him once into the body. So yeah, that's basically my opinion on Zone rockets. As I'm just sniping people on that rooftop over there, and this spot over here is a good amount of cover you can get from the enemy team controlling Alpha. They're trying to throw you or MBT love you if you're using these fences. And the reason I'm here right now is because we actually captured objective Delta, so the enemy team will have 0 spawn points on this bridge until they take control of Delta. So this little fence and this little middle part of the bridge is offering decent cover from Alpha and incoming enemy forces. As I see a lot of people there on the rooftop, and then I'm just gonna use my APFSD shell, which has a nice first shot accuracy. So if you just spam like the first shot of that APFSD shell, it's almost guaranteed to always land on target. So if you can manage to do that and you can hold your trigger finger from just spamming the damn thing, it can be highly accurate and highly rewarding. Imagine it's something like an HMG on the tank. Once you learn how to shoot the APFSD properly, it will give you decent amount of splash hits, not splash hits, body hits and stuff. As you see, I shot that guy I think once to the body maybe, and
a guy in my squad took him out with a little bird, and I instantly got kill assist counts 80, which is equivalent to the amount of damage the APFSD shell will deal upon body shot. So if you haven't tried out Flood Zone with thermal optics, I highly recommend you do so. It's extremely fun, especially if you can find maybe a few friends that would play infantry. And another surprising tactics, and sadly this was not in that video because I didn't record that day. I went as a recon in the LAV, so that when people got on the rooftop and were trying to shoot me with straws, I would just bail out of my LAV and snipe them while they were aiming with the straw. That seemed like a decent tactic how to deal with people with straw and MBT low on the rooftop. Next time I do so, I will definitely record it and upload for you guys, so maybe you can see some fun stuff with the sniper rifles. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this boring ass shit ass map. If you did, and if you would like to see more Flood Zone gameplay in future, you just let me know down below in the comments section. And again, guys, thank you for everything. And before I go, one more question. Leave me some questions for S-Stonk video, which uploads every Monday. I always take multiple questions. It's not only just one question, so it can be featured 2, 3, 5, 13 questions. So be sure to leave some below if you have any. And that's it. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.